first 7 days. A wild adventure in the ancient world. In a time when the world was raw and untamed, endless forests whispering secrets, creeks roaring like angry beasts, and skies that could give fire or steal it away. A ragtag group of adventurers banded together. They were young men and women, tough as flint, with dreams bigger than the hills they roamed. No fancy tools or soft lives for them, just spears, slings, and the will to survive. Kunja led the way with her keen sight and strange gift for seeing through birds' eyes. Beside her were sturdy fellows like Cedric and Jeremiah, and strong women like Mara and Lena, all hungry for discovery. They didn't know how to spark fire from nothing, only how to guard embers if the gods were kind. This is the tale of their first 7 days, full of tough calls, close calls, and the thrill of the wild. The gathering storm. The group met at the creek's edge as thunder rumbled overhead. Kunja spotted the spot first, a flat bank with good cover from wind. We camp here, she decided, her voice cutting through the drizzle. Cedric nodded, slinging his pack down, while Mara and Lena gathered dry grass for bedding. Jeremiah, ever the scout, suggested pushing upstream for better hunting grounds. But the rain made everyone vote no. They shared raw berries and fish caught by hand, bellies grumbling. No fire meant cold bones, but they huddled close, swapping stories of old hunts to keep spirits up. As night fell, Kunja linked her mind to a passing crow, feeling its wings slice the air. It showed her pigs rooting nearby, fat tempting. Tomorrow we hunt, she said. Decisions were made in the dark. Rest now, move at dawn. The fruitless chase. Dawn broke cold and gray. Cedric wanted to charge straight for the pigs. Kunja had spied, but Lena argued for caution. We need traps, not blind runs. They compromised, split up Kunja, and Mara circled wide with slings, while Jeremiah and Cedric crept close with spears. The pigs snorted and bolted at the first noise, vanishing into thick brush. Hours of tracking led nowhere. Mud sucked at their feet, thorns tore skins. Back at camp, empty-handed, frustration boiled. We should have waited for better light, Jeremiah grumbled. They chewed tough roots instead, deciding to sharpen spears and weave better nets. Kunja tried the crow again, but it was too hungry, diving for worms instead of scouting. The group sat in silence, the creek's rush mocking their failure, but Mara lifted their chins. Tomorrow we try smarter. Shadows in the mist. Mist clung to the land like a shroud. The group debated moving camp. Cedric pushed for higher ground to spot game, while Kunji insisted on staying near water. They stayed, a close vote. Venturing out, they found tracks, not pigs, but something bigger. Maybe a deer herd. Excitement surged. Lena led the stalk, her quiet steps guiding them. But halfway, Jeremiah froze strangers' prints. A rival band's marks, fresh and deep, hearts pounding. They backtracked fast, hide or fight. Cedric whispered Kunja chose hide. They smeared mud on faces, hunkered low.
The strangers passed unseen, but the scare killed the hunt. Back at camp, they gnawed cold fish, deciding to post watches from now on. Kunja's crow link showed the rivals camping far off. Relief, but tension lingered like the mist. Day 4, the deepening hunger. Hunger gnawed like a beast inside. Mara suggested foraging wider, away from the creek, but Jeremiah worried about getting lost. They went anyway, a bold call, berries and nuts filled pouches, but no meat. Cedric tried slinging at birds, missed everyone, bad luck. He muttered. Kunja linked with a crow mid-afternoon, soaring high. The creek twisted like a snake, their camp a tiny smudge upstream, pigs again lazy in the sun. "We go now," she urged, but exhaustion won. Lena pointed out weary legs and fading light. They decided to rest, save strength. Night brought shivers, no fire, just shared furs for warmth. Stories flowed, tales of ancestors who tamed rivers. Decisions hardened them. Tomorrow, no more waiting. Day 5, the breaking point. Resolve cracked under endless gray skies. The group argued at dawn. Cedric wanted to raid the pigs alone, but Kunja shut it down. Together or not at all. They trekked upstream, spears ready, pigs in sight. Hearts raced, but as they closed in, a wrong step snapped a branch. Panic squeals gone. Defeat hit hard. Back at camp, Mara tried rallying with a plan for better ambushes, but voices fell flat. Jeremiah suggested moving on entirely to new lands. No one agreed. Inertia held them. Kunja's crow showed the pigs safe upstream, mocking. They ate sparse greens, bellies aching. Decisions fizzled into silence. Watched the creek, hope for fish. Night deepened the gloom, but whispers of change stirred. Day 6, the stolen chance. New faces arrived at dawn, wanderers drawn by the creek's promise. They shared names, tough men and women like the rest. No fanfare, the camp stirred slow, hunger making everyone sluggish. Talk turned to the pigs upstream. "We hunt today," Kunja declared, linking her crow once more. It climbed high, their camp below pitiful and still. Then upstream, pigs rooting fat and oblivious. Now's our shot. But no one rose, debate dragged. Cedric for a spear drive, leaning against risking injury. In action one, Kunja pushed the crow farther. Warriors! 15 from a strange tribe, herding the pigs to the creek with deadly precision. "They're taking everything," she cried, snapping back. Heads turned, but feet stayed planted. The crow abandoned her for a worm. Day ended in confusion, the group's choices paralyzed by empty stomachs. Day 7. Flames of hope. Brent burst in first, a giant of a man hauling boar meat like a conqueror. Past the kill site, those warriors dead. Pigs abandoned, he said, took this. The group tore in, raw chunks devoured in frenzy. Decision sparked. Share equally, no fights later. Cleveland, Riley, and Wayne arrived. Wise Cleveland with healing hands. Quick Riley, wild Wayne. Cedric woke grumpy, skipped water, failed at bird hunting again. Riley linked to crow. Saw the slaughter, then a distant forest fire fading. Smoke far off, he reported, shrugs all around. Food mattered more. Wayne grinned, mind linking another crow to snatch a burning twig from the blaze. It dropped the ember at camp. Wayne nursed it to flames. "I'll fire now," Jeremiah joined them. Drawn by smoke, squatting silent, meat roasted, fat sizzling. Laughter rose, faces warm, choices flowed. Guard the flame, plan ahead. For the first time they felt unbreakable. Men and women united in victory. Those 7 days forged them from wanderers into a true band. Hunger tested, choices shaped, and the wild taught harsh lessons. Ahead lay more dangers. Killers lurk in fires to chase, but with full bellies and a guarded blaze, adventure called louder than ever.
Careful, brother. I want to encourage you, but I must point out that it isn't humble to stand before the Lord and say, "I did not eat of that fruit." Instead, we have been blessed through grace. We have some knowledge, but not all of it. And we are to use it too, not bury it. My Father knows my heart. I might see the devil, but I will hold fast to my Father, the Lord.